5 things you didn't know about the red dog. Most legends are born from myths. But this one? This one was born from dust, diesel, and a 3,000-kilometer journey through the harshest landscape on Earth. You've seen the movies, and you've heard the campfire stories about the Pilbara Wanderer. But beneath the heartwarming Hollywood exterior lies a creature that was less of a pet and more of a ghost in the machine of Western Australia. Did you know that the real red dog didn't just wander? He held an official membership in the Transport Workers Union and had his own bank account. Today, we're peeling back the cinematic layers. From his bizarre legal status to the dark mystery of his final days, here are 5 things you definitely didn't know about the red dog. Fact number 5. The dog with a legal identity in the 1970s. The Pilbara region was a chaotic hub of iron ore mining. It was a man's world, rough, gritty, and strictly regulated. Yet, Red Dog-born Tally Ho managed to bypass the system. He wasn't just a mascot, he was a legitimate member of the community. The Transport Workers Union actually issued him a membership card. Why? Because he traveled on the buses so frequently that the drivers refused to charge him, and the union wanted to ensure he was covered. The kick: he even had a bank account with the Bank of New South Wales. Local miners would deposit small amounts of money into his account to ensure his vet bills and food were always paid for. He lived a more organized financial life than many of the men working the rigs. Fact number 4. A master of social manipulation, Red Dog was an Australian Kelpie cattle dog cross. If you know anything about these breeds, you know they are workaholics. But Red Dog applied his intelligence to a different craft, hitchhiking. He didn't just wait for a ride, he chose his drivers. If a driver didn't meet his standards, or if the vehicle was too slow, he would simply refuse to get on. He was known to walk to the front of a bus, stare at the driver, and if the vibe was right, he'd take his seat, always the same seat, directly behind the driver. If someone was sitting in his spot, he wouldn't bark. He would just stare at them with such intensity that they would eventually feel uncomfortable and move. He understood human social hierarchies better than most people. Fact number 3. The 3,000-kilometer myth versus reality. The movie portrays Red Dog traveling thousands of miles in search of his lost master, John Statsinelli. While the sentiment is beautiful, the reality is much more complex. Red Dog didn't just stay in one spot waiting. He became a regional nomad. His home was an area of thousands of square kilometers. He was spotted in Dampier, Roebourne, Port Hedland, and even as far as Perth, which is over 1,500 kilometers away. The most fascinating part? He didn't always have a destination. After John passed away, Red Dog became a dog of the people. He belonged to everyone and no one. He was chasing the momentum of the road itself, fueled by a drive that psychologists still study in working breeds today: the inability to stand still. Fact number 2. The stinky reputation in the films. Red Dog is clean, fluffy, and noble. In real life, he was famously pungent. Because he spent his life on the floor of mining buses and in the red dust of the iron ore pits, he carried a scent that locals described as a mix of old grease, wet kangaroo, and iron dust. In fact, one of the reasons he always got his way on the buses wasn't just out of respect, it was because his smell was so overpowering that people would naturally give him space. He used his physical presence as a tool for dominance. He was a grit-covered, grease-stained wanderer who lived exactly how he wanted, regardless of the comfort of others. Fact number 1. The dark mystery of the end. Red Dog didn't just die of old age in a warm bed. In 1979, the legend came to a sudden, dark halt. He was found in agony, having been deliberately poisoned with strychnine. To this day, nobody knows who did it or why. Some say it was a newcomer who didn't understand the legend. Others believe it was a calculated act of cruelty. But here is the part that will give you chills. As he was dying, he didn't seek out a person. He crawled back to the place where he felt most himself, the red dirt of the Pilbara. Red Dog wasn't just a dog. He was a symbol of the 90s kid, spirit of independence, a nomad who refused to be owned, a traveler who had a bank account, and a legend that proved sometimes the best stories aren't written by authors, but by the tracks left in the dust. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the psychology of a legend, hit that subscribe button. Keep seeking, keep wandering. I'll see you in the next one.